you. Augusta city leaders still talking about Regency Mall. Well, some of them are. The mall owners were in Augusta today to talk about some of the issues, including the plan to build a new arena at that mall site. News Channel 6's senior reporter George Escala is live in our newsroom for us tonight. And George, although nothing was officially scheduled with the mall owners today, we still saw them get together.
Right. No official meeting scheduled with the Coliseum Authority, which selected the old mall site for the new arena. But they did talk to some Augusta government leaders, but not many. Mall owner Alan Cardinale and his son-in-law in town pushing their abandoned Regency Mall as the site of the new James Brown Arena, a proposal Commissioner Grady Smith isn't in favor of.
No, not an arena. We don't need to be there. I can't see it any good being out there.
Mayor Davis disagrees and says it was good to meet with the mall owners as the efforts move forward with the building of a new arena.
It was a good discussion, and it certainly left me with a sense of real, I guess, comfort, knowing that they do value the city of Augusta and that they're very interested in what's going on in our community.
Along with the mayor, the mall owners also met with Commissioners Sammy Sias and Ben Hassan.
And to sit down this morning and hear what was on his heart about the potential for what he'd like to see happen out there, it was just interesting. I think I was just honored to be in the room.
But other commissioners were not in the room, those who are not in favor of the mall location for the arena.
It makes the process not pure. I'm concerned when we have a Coliseum Authority that should be handling this situation, and we're trying to circumvent the process with the mayor and some of my colleagues.
That's certainly the nature of what happens. Some people get invited and others don't. I think that does not negate.
That does not unite the community. It does not unite.
Well, again, I think that there are meetings that take place in this city that I'm not involved in, that I'm not invited to, and I'm certainly not disparaging people as a result of the fact that I don't get invited to certain meetings. You know, I think that's just the nature of what happens.
Now, the Coliseum Authority will need to issue bonds for any new arena, and the mall owners were scheduled to meet with Coliseum Authority Chairman Cedric Johnson and Vice Chairman Brad Usry at Usry's restaurant today. The mall owners showed up, but after I introduced myself as a reporter and asked them if they were the mall owners, they said no and left. So they did not meet with Coliseum Authority leadership.